What's up, bullish friends? Hope you guys are doing well out there. And today I just want to talk a little bit about the crypto program because apparently it's on its deathbed. The crypto program's dying. And let me state that they are pausing it and they're saying they're going to make a comeback. And as you guys know, in DeFi, in the space, when people do we're pausing and we're coming back stronger than ever, they virtually never come back. They just die. They go away. They run off with your money. Whatever happens, it's sad and it happens. Now, this video, before I really jump into this, number one, this is not an I told you so video. I never rub this kind of stuff in your face because this freaking sucks for everyone that's involved every single time. But I do want to point out that when we covered this stuff early on, and I was making statements that I thought there was no possible way this could last. They're paying out all this high dollar value, just like those things that pay out the 2% a day. They're just not sustainable. And we say these things because we can see that they will not be sustainable. And I've had things where I've lost a lot of money in this kind of stuff before, and I've learned my lessons, and I learn more and more each week that goes by. So I try not to make those mistakes again. Now, as we go through this, two guys that I want you guys to go check out after this, check out Binance stuff, check out his review on this. He covers this very well. He covers a letter that the crypto program put out in their Telegram group, basically stating all the things that I'm going to cover here. I'm not going to cover all of it, but I want to cover what's going on here. He does a good job breaking this letter down, talking about it, and Ponzi Patrol does an awesome job breaking this down, and he has done fantastic work all through this year of dealing with the crypto program. Both these guys did, and they are guys that cover more of these kind of scammy things. I don't cover this as much, and I'm probably not going to be covering this kind of stuff as much in the future. But these guys are fantastic guys. I think they mean well for the industry, and I think they're doing a good job. So go check them out after this. Now, crypto program. So we talked about this several months ago where they were on the decline, and we looked at Dune stats. I like to use Dune stats a lot because this usually can show you the wallet balances and shows you pretty much inside out what's going on in these kind of programs. And we were talking about it back in here, and in May, you could see things start tightening up, and the inflow and outflow started tightening. And then you could just see it just dwindled and dwindled and dwindled. And now their balance is down to, they got a $7 balance in their wallet. Okay. So money is gone. It's not on here. So who knows where it's at. Now, you could see this also tightening up. And we talked about this last time. We discussed this too. You could see it tightening up in May as new users stopped coming on board. And that was what I always warned about with this program, that when you had all these new users coming on board every day, you could sustain this because you could basically keep kicking the can down the road. You would have enough money to keep paying out all your folks that are in here as long as you have new users coming on board. Well, once the new users started to dry up, there's not that Ponzi money to pay out with. And that's where the issue with these kind of programs lie. They tell you that they're getting the money from all these other sources, but you have no way of knowing that. And the only way you find that out is once the new users stop coming in, the money dries up and there's no money to pay you out with. Okay. Now that's, again, that is why these kind of things to me, when I see them, they look like just another Ponzi, and you won't know it until the money is gone, until it dries up and you're sitting there wondering why you're not able to collect your promised income that these folks promised you. So that is where it looks like everything dried up, and as the users dried up, the money dried up, and that's what leads you to where you're at now. And like I said, make sure you check out Binance stuff, check out the letter he reads where they're essentially saying they're going to pause the program, they're going to come back strong, they're going to come back and get everyone, basically everything's going to be all right, and there's no reason to worry or panic over this. But, it's one of those things that it looks like this thing is going to die, in my opinion, and it hasn't been good for the last several months for these folks that have been wrapped up into this program. So go check these guys out. Again, I'll link to these guys in my description below, Ponzi Patrol and Binance stuff. And finally, I just want to say to everyone that, came over and gave me hate, like just complete hate the last several times when I talked about this program. Hopefully you guys learned, unless you were part of the program and knew what was going to happen, then shame on you. You're a terrible person in that case. But to all the people who didn't know this was going to happen and still came over and left me a negative message, hope you guys learned from this that there are some of us that are just out here trying to warn you to prevent this kind of stuff from happening. And that's all this is about. And that's the only reason I covered this. I covered this from the moment that I saw the first AMA on this, when they did an AMA with James Pelton. And I'm like, man, this program does not look good. Like, I can just see what's going on. And again, that's because I've been hit by this kind of stuff in the past. So anyway, guys, again, this isn't to bash anyone that got into this. If you got into this, learn your lesson from this, stay out of these kind of programs, and get into the legit things that will make you money. And even the legit stuff sometimes won't make it. So stay away from this kind of stuff and kind of heed those warnings. Again, check out those guys in my description below that I talked about. Hope you guys have a great day out there, and I will see you guys in the next video.